Here we express a sign of self-respect and acknowledge all the warriors that have passed before us. When studying with one training partner, we salute to show that we acknowledge and respect his presence, thank him for training with us this day, and that we are ready. When studying with multiple training partners, again we salute to show that we acknowledge and respect their presence, thank them for training with us this day, and that we are ready to commence. You look at how a simple eye contact with somebody in the street can change your entire emotional state instantly. With that one single glance, you can feel your heart start to pound and your stress level start to have a dramatic effect on your ability to control the situation. The outcome of that simple, unprovoked glance could turn out to have a dire consequence on the rest of your life. So where does the instinct really start? In the simple observation. Remember, the eyes can speak 1,000 words. What KFM has done, and what you will be learning, is how to cultivate this instinct into a ballistic form of attack. Okay, now we start right at the beginning of the programme with a neutral predator alert position. This is only the simple technical development in the first class. The application will become a lot clearer if you follow and study each homework class week by week. Our objective in this first class is to develop the concept of environmental awareness and provoke our predatory instinct. The first and most common question here is, why do we have the hands on the head in such a fashion? Well, KFM is a close quarter fighting method based on instinctive action-reaction development. When you're getting whacked around the head in a nightclub, it's impossible not to protect yourself. Your blood-driven instinct will kick in. There is one simple difference between the urban streets and the sport martial art. You usually only fight with one person at a time in the sport martial art. We all know this, but knowing it's not enough. We need to truly understand this, because unfortunately the urban streets have no compassion for those who are a little deluded or make mistakes due to lack of basic common sense and general understanding of how the urban street functions. So in class 1 we start to study and develop the importance of 360-degree awareness. This is the predator alert. Another simple thing that we all know but must never forget is that we never fight with just one person in the street. There's usually two or more. Therefore, the development of the predator alert in class 1 is essential in order to cultivate 360-degree environmental awareness. If we train with this mentality every day, then it's kind of obvious that we will start to think and operate with a completely different level of understanding and functionality. Now observe as Husto mixes the 3 basic technical movements that we have just learnt. Look how he expresses predatory attitude and intense animalistic observation into the technical movements. This kind of basic training will quickly start to develop our body mechanics. This kind of development is essential if we are to truly absorb the essence of KFM. Why do we use the drag step in the beginning? Well, it's simple and instinctive. When we feel threatened, our instinct is to make ourselves a smaller target and move more cautiously. Changing direction is a simple thing to do in its technical form, but changing direction in the middle of a fight is a lot harder. So we need to train this simple but many times undervalued area of study. Footwork is one of those areas of study that people sometimes find a little boring or think that it's totally obvious and therefore neglect it. As we know with most things in life, you only get back what you put in, and obviously we're training to develop our abilities as best we can. Therefore, we need to put in some dedicated time and effort in order to develop good footwork skills. Our footwork ability is the equivalent to a set of low-profile racing tyres. If you want to have a great handling car that goes around corners like it's on rails, then you need to have a good set of wheels and tyres. If you put big fat wobbly tyres on a racing car, you won't be going around many corners. Our feet are the human equivalent of a great set of racing tyres, and we need a great set of human racing tyres. Watch as Husto combines the simple technical work we have studied so far. It's relatively simple at this stage, but we guarantee if you put the time and effort in, you will reap the rewards later. In this training example, Ruben is giving Husto a simple moving reference so that Husto can train and develop his predator alert. This is just a simple drill which allows you to play with the element of basic observation. Focus and attitude are the things we really need to be developing in this segment. Predator alert training drills are a great way to develop our instinct and understanding of multiple opponent situations. We can introduce 1,000 different elements into the predator drills. But in the beginning we need to keep it simple, so that we can concentrate on developing one thing at a time. In this first predator drill with two opponents, Husto, who's in the middle, must try to keep a visual control over Greg and Ruben, who are constantly moving in order to help Husto develop and improve his basic predator reaction training. There is no contact at this stage. The drill is trained slowly and with a broken range. This means we can concentrate properly on what we're trying to do before we start lifting the level of intensity and introducing different levels of contact. A great deal of KFM training is done outside in the streets for many obvious reasons. But let's take a quick look at how Husto uses the environment around him, like the wall or concrete pillar, which start to act like a friend covering Husto's back. Shadow fighting is a pure expression of our minds and shows our true physical ability. Quite clearly, we only have a small amount of information at this stage, because this is only the first class of 156 that will follow week by week. But look how Husto tries to express emotional attitude whilst observing what's going on around him and using the environment to his advantage. Dynamic visualization is a really important part of the training in KFM and is introduced at the end of the first class. So you may well be asking, what's the objective of dynamic visualization? Well, in the beginning, quite simple really. We just need to sit down comfortably, close our eyes and try to walk through in our mind the class that we've just finished training. This is a simple but very effective and powerful way to start training our minds.